Okay, hi and welcome to yet another Dance Tech video review. This time it's the entire range of Behringer guitar effects pedals. That's the current range that they're doing. As today's date, January 2009. We're at the end of January now. Now, what I'm going to do is, rather than have one long video with all the pedals on it, one after the other, I'm going to split them up into one video per pedal and whack them up on YouTube, so maximum 10 minutes per pedal, which is adequate to show a guitar pedal. And therefore I will do the general introduction and talking about the build and construction of the pedals and things like that as this one introductory video. Okay, so I can't fit them all on the bench within visual eye shot of the camera. They're in a box just down there, but basically there's a selection of them, and they come in different colours and stuff. First of all, they're pretty cheap, and as a consequence of that, the entire body and everything of the pedal is constructed of plastic. Okay, now don't get me wrong, it's not, it's an extremely sturdy, tough plastic. I mean, and there's no reason that plastic can't last as long as steel if it's the right type of plastic. And of course plastic isn't prone to things like rusting or things like that. So anyway, there's one of the pedals in close up, and they're very tidy, and spring mechanism and what have you. You've got they've all got a 9-volt DC input, and I have got one of those generic 9-volt multi-power adapters that you buy from guitar shops. In fact, it's the cheapest one you can buy, with a little wall wart that goes off to a load of connectors, and it works fine with these. Most of their pedals have got 2 outs, and a lot of them, in fact pretty much all of them, have got 2 inputs. Sometimes it's 2 inputs, like on this for guitar and bass. Again, on this flanger there's a bass and guitar input. But on this particular pedal, like the Ultra Shifter Harmonizer, you've got your standard input for your guitar, and then you've got an expression control input as well, and then you've got 2 outs. Again, on this Super Octava, bass and guitar input on that side, right? Anyway, that's kind of in terms of construction. Now, what was quite funny is I bought one of these once at a gig. I went to a gig and my pedal had broke down, so I went into a local guitar shop and quickly bought the cheapest Echo pedal they had, which was the Time Machine one. Not the Time Machine, the Echo Machine. And yeah, I got it to the gig, and so I picked it up like this, and I was like, okay, I'll just put the battery in, because I prefer to use batteries at gigs. And I was like, okay, battery. Oh God, I haven't got to take the bottom off, have I? Like a crybaby or something. No, hang on, that can't be right, because there's only 2 screws. Well, maybe I take. No, wait a minute. I'm looking all over the thing, and I can't find any way to get into the battery compartment. So I went over and I said to the engineer, "You don't know how to put a battery in one of these, do you?" And the engineer, she said, yes I do, and she showed me. It was quite embarrassing. Basically, if you do buy these pedals, what you want to do is carry around in your guitar bag. I carry around a couple of wood screws chucked in the pocket, because you want something thin and narrow, right? A screwdriver, unless it's a little jeweler's screwdriver, won't do it. Like, say, here's a typical size Phillips head. That's going to be too big. And I'll show you why. This is how you get into the pedal, and this to me is a bit of a downside to these pedals. Alright, now in some ways it's a very clever way of fitting the pedal. What Behringer have done is they've made the 2 hinge pins the way of getting into the inside of here. And what you do is you've got to have a pointy object like that, and you push one of the hinge pins right in, snap, that comes off like that, and that pings back out. Go around to this side, and again push that in. It's not easy to do with one hand while I'm videoing, but there we are, and then the top just comes off. And inside you can see that those 2 pins that pop out into the 2 holes on either side of the cover, they've got a very robust spring. Okay, and you just And then there's the thing for the battery, and you can just see there's a membrane switch in there, and that membrane switch is activated by that rubber thing pushing down on it, but it's quite flexible, you know what I mean? And that little round plastic mould in there, that is supposed to fit inside that spring. Okay, now, all very well. Getting it off is pretty easy, put the battery in, but getting it back on is not quite so easy. I'm actually going to have to put it down to do this, because it's not going to be possible to hold it up to the camera and do it. But basically what you've got to do is you've got to lower this down, like line that up like, say, that, right, bring that top in so it touches those two top plastic flanges there, right, something like that, to give you a rough line up. Then you've got to lower it down and try and make sure that the spring is going up into that plastic moulding, that round thing you can see there inside. And that's not that there. There it is. Now it's in. So once you've done that, you've then got to get one of these things, those pins in. So you push one in and drop that down like that, right? And the pin still hasn't sprung in, right? Then you've got to turn it round like that and ping the other side in like that, and then there it is, and there's your top back on. But I tell you, it's not easy, and it's not easy in the gloom of a gig. I mean, you know, but anyway, that's how they've done it. In practice, it's actually quite clever, but it's just fiddly. So, you know, there you go. I'm just showing you how it works. In terms of, they are a cheap pedal range, and as I say, plastic construction and everything. I really have no idea about the reliability of these. You'd have to have one or two and gig them for a year, and even then, you know, some people are lucky and get one that is fine, and some people, you know, get a dud one. I bought a an Echo machine, the Echo pedal once, and the first one I bought just was broken out of the box, didn't work at all. Took it back, got another one, you know. Now, this is what we're going to use to try them all out. I've got a pair of Kelcam power monitors being driven by this V-amp too. I know it's not ideal. So that's the setup, the Behringer V-amp, and I'll just put a little plug in for that. Behringer didn't give me this to review. I bought this two years ago, and to be honest, I couldn't live without it. I've got a Pod 2 as well, which is a very nice product. Double the price almost of this. I think I paid 65 quid for that, or £69. Alright, so the pod is not double, but it's substantially more. The pod was about 110. To be honest, there's no real difference in terms of, you know, quality between this and the pod, and I couldn't live without this now. I mean, for late night practicing and stuff, and quick recordings, you know, like if you want a quick input to get a demo down and stuff on your recorder, they're absolutely fantastic. There's no need to like fire up amp sim softwares and stuff like that, you know, quick and easy. So that's the general introduction. So let's oh yeah, and I'll be playing, I'm gonna play with this part of it with this 72 Deluxe, which has got a DiMarzio fitted at the bridge. But I've got the original pickup at the front there, so I'll try it, you know, in the middle and the top and the bottom and stuff. But I mean, this isn't really about the tone; it's just about showing the effect and stuff. But I'm just showing you what we got for the setup, right? Oh yeah, there was one thing. Just wanted to show you how they come packaged, you know, like that in a plastic lump, and that's good because you can see all around it. And then basically you just pop out one of these staples, and then you've got all your booklets and stuff behind, right? And yeah, that's the packaging basically. Okay, on with the show.